Hi everyone, good morning. We would like to present you our project, which is called CrowdFit, and we are the team for Team17 of 4 people: Mansur, Daniel, Jose, and me, Anastasia. So our project is focused on exercising and physical activities. We would like people to compete and socialize for achieving better results. So the problem that we are focusing on is that some people are willing to exercise, and we all know that it is beneficial for our health and we could stay keep longer, but some people are not motivated enough due to the lack of experience or incentive or competitiveness. For example, some people are really willing to start, but they do not know how to do it, or with what limits to set themselves, or maybe they would like their friends or some other people to go with them or to be around while they are training. So to bring them this sense of society that is training with them, we would like to show you our solution, which is a mobile phone application. It should motivate users to regularly exercise because we provide personalized performance tracking and also allow users to compete with each other, get to know each other, and also find out what other users are doing at the same time. The users that we are focusing on, they should not have any, our solution is designed for all users without any age upper limit, and we don't set any geographical constraints for the users. So we envisage that our application should fit users who would like to track their calories or their performance during exercising, and we also would like to motivate them and to build the whole community within this, with the help of this application. Yes. Our application will get an input from the user in terms of personal and physiological data. So people should provide their name, age, weight, and other parameters. And also they will have to choose, they will be allowed to choose exercises that they would like to practice. With the help of a formula for measuring calories based on the time that they spend while exercising, and also their personal and physical parameters, we will be able to track their calories expenditure and also their performance. For example, how long they run, what is their progress in the speed or in the distance of running or doing any other exercise. As I already mentioned, users will be free to choose exercises, and the difficulty will adapt to the user's performance. For example, if they achieve a certain level, they will be able to go to the next level, and the exercises will be more difficult, and that will improve their performance and their health probably. The users can also share their activity with other users to motivate each other and to know who is also, for example, running now nearby in the same city with them, to probably join them. So that is how we are going to build a community around the application. The scalability is also provided by our application, because for now, the GPS is available, GPS tracking. That's why we are focusing more on running and cross-country skiing, for example. But it will also be possible to choose, when more sensors are available to measure different parameters, there will be a way to know what is the exercise even in the gym, for example, push-ups or pull-ups, and this will be converted into the number of calories for this particular exercise. So our application is designed to be scalable. The users will get a number of incentives, because we understand that every person would like to be motivated to exercise more. So we provide a concept of competitions with virtual and real life awards. For example, there can be a competition held by companies, local companies, or worldwide competitions that can be, for example, set for 1 week to achieve some result, for example, to run a certain distance during 1 week, and the rewards could be from the gyms that would like to attract more people to their premises in terms of discounts or in terms of cards, gym cards, and something like that. Also, for the virtual rewards, we mean the number of experience, like the amount of experience that the user gains with going to the next levels. And we also provide the badges for certain achievements, for example, doing like part of a triathlon or something like that. So yeah, I already mentioned that we will have a level system and experiences that will rise with the users using the app. And we will visualize the statistics in terms of graphs, the calories and the distances, and like for the user to be able to see how they perform well, better, or worse, and to track themselves. Yeah, another thing is that we show the live feed of nearby users, what they're doing. For example, they are running or they are going to the gym, so that they can go to the gym together and know that they will encounter those people. Yes. And a little bit about the business value. So we designed it to be free for the users because there are so many apps that provide similar functionalities, but they are already free, so there is no point of making it make users pay for that. But from the other hand, we will have the sponsored content, and there are certain use cases that we would like to talk about. As I already mentioned, the gyms, but those gyms may be also willing to advertise the statistics of of people doing some classes within the gyms, and for example, there is one like dancing class, and the real data is measured, and then the gym can advertise itself with in terms of that if you come to the gym and if you come to that class, you will burn this number of calories. So if you want this, please come. There will, yeah, for example, in a group training session or in a dancing class or something similar. Yes. There could also be some marketing campaigns with rewards from the gyms, from the sports stores, and from any other sports related facilities or enterprises. The organizations. Several organizations are interested in their employees to take active part in sports, and they may organize, with the help of our app, the competition within their company. So we allow them to do that. And municipalities may be also interested to launch well-being campaigns for the inhabitants, for citizens, and in terms of competitions, and in terms of making the topics for the competitions, and some rewards can be also provided by municipalities. So these are the business cases that we would like to show. And yeah, this is a demo time.
Hi, so this is the first screen that the user would encounter when they first open up the app. It's basically an authentication screen, but for simplicity in our prototype, just use the email. And so the user just puts down their email that they use usually, and then they end up on this screen. So this is a screen where they will put their information about their profile and their physiological attributes, like their age, their height, and their weight. But if the user is returning to the application, they would have to go through this step. They also, so as I mentioned, this is all the physiological attributes, whether they're male or female, because these matter when you calculate the calorie intake for the users and the calorie size that you would provide them with. Yeah. And then we come to the part where we pick your preferred exercises. So as you mentioned, we don't focus on specific type of exercise for this application since it's scalable to different types depending on sensors available for the user. So we provide a way for users to pick whatever they're really interested in. So they can choose, for example, running and skiing for our case, and they can save their profile. Then they will end up on this dashboard, we call it. So the first major part here is that we show the total experience earned by the user and a specific title that we would give them. The title is kind of a way to show off for people. So if, for example, if you have your friends you're competing with, people could go for the best title because your title will become more better and more interesting as you level up. And leveling up comes with the more experience you earn. And the experience you earn it by exercises, basically. Here we're listing the two types of exercise that the user picked, which is running and cross-country skiing. And we have this bar here. This bar shows your progress within that specific exercise. It's kind of like a short-term goal. So for example, this could be for a week, and you have achieved 50% of your goal for this week. So this bar gives you the short-term goal for the user, but however, the experience is more of kind of a long-term recurring thing. So we can, for example, go to the running exercise, and you have your current goal for the week, and you have some stats that depending on how much you performed for that time period. For example, in running, we're tracking time, distance, and the number of calories. But if it was different type of exercise, we would track different stats. For instance, if you were doing like push-ups, for instance, you would count the number of repetitions you were doing, how much time you have been spending on that, and how many sets you've been doing, for instance. So from any screen of exercise, you can start exercise, and here we're tracking the location of the user. It's showing Monterey, California, because the emulator is set there. It's not in Skellefteå. But this is useful for us to, first of all, measure how much the user has spent running or just going around, and we also keep track of the time. And then at the end of the exercise, the user would finish it, and the stats will automatically be saved and added to their profile, so they can see it. And if they reach their target for that day, their goal will increase, and they would get some amount of experience that would incentivize them to do more. Then down here we have the competitions that we mentioned. These can be on a certain weekly basis, or it can be even local to certain location. The users that are interested in certain sports would see the competitions that they are relevant to them, and these competitions will provide some kind of bonus experience within the game, for instance, or it can be some kind of real life gift or reward. That can be like a gym membership or some amount of money, for instance, to incentivize people to just go and do more activities. The second screen I want to show is the statistics. So here we just aggregated all the data we have for one specific user for one exercise. So we show the number of calories that they've been burning. So it's been raising and declining for every day because depending on their activity, plus the metrics that we track for each exercise. Next interesting part is the live feed. And this is where you see people that are exercising around you. So basically here we see that all these people have been doing this much exercise around us. So it's kind of a way to first incentivize people to see that their community is actually working out and doing things, so they will be more willing to do that stuff. But also this is useful for the municipality or a new localization. So this data is the one that will be pushed into the SSIU platform, and that will be useful for municipalities, for instance, to do some data analytics on this and know, for instance, which type of exercise users the citizens are interested in, so they could focus more on that and maybe have health campaigns, well-being campaigns focused on that, and they can know what the community is like in terms of well-being. If we go back again to the profile here, since we've worked out and we did some exercises, we can earn badges here, and these are also used for users to be able to show off their skills and the title again. And that's it. Questions?
Do we have any questions? So if not, thank you very much.
Thank you.